Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, buddy?
Doing wonderful. Here, signed in at the Lernerville Speedway with the Short Track Rivals Racing 305 Sprint Division. 14 cars signed in for action here tonight. Ashton Mueller tops the board here in our practice session with a lap time of 13.75. And Lewis Knight close there in second at a 13.85. So these drivers now going to head on to the track. 5 minutes. Everybody will roll for qualifying. Matt Smith, Tyler Radeball, Lewis Knight, Jason McManus. Some of the first cars out on the speedway. We'll watch Matt Smith as he rolls around here for his qualifying effort. Remember, 3 laps for these drivers in this series. Go out here and set the fastest time in qualifying. Matt Smith kind of using the middle to the low groove here. Qualifying, let's see what lap 1 produces. A 14.91 on lap 1. Lewis Knight, a 14.54, so he moves up to the top of the board. Tyler Bickford, a 14.84. Cody Bodie, a 14.48. He's now quickest on the racetrack. Crosses the line to complete lap number 2 and does pick up there to a 14.40. Good couple of laps so far for Cody. And picks up a little more on lap 3 to a 14.38. Jeremy Christensen about to come across to complete his third lap. He sits second on the board with a 14.50. Lewis Knight, a 14.54. Ashton Mueller, a 14.54. Anthony Ramsey rounds out the top 5 with a lap time of 14.63. Chase DeClue took a spill off the edge. Hayden Todd currently sitting with a 14.88 as he's about to complete his third and final lap. And does improve to a 14.76, move him to 8th. Joseph Groom just crossed the line a little slower on his third lap. He'll take a 14.76 as well. 7th quick. All drivers now have completed their qualifying run. Still about 2.5 minutes left in our qualifying session. So we'll see if the admins decide to let this time out or if they'll go ahead and move forward into tonight's heat racing action. Tell you what, Tim, Cody Bodie showing some more speed here once again with STRR.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, we've seen Jeremy Christensen, Lewis Knight have speed week in and week out. We've seen Ashton Mueller a few times. He's 4th on the board, and Anthony Ramsey there in 5th. But again, this is round number 8 of the championship. Here, we'll take a quick look at the points if they're updated. And I don't have an updated points list in front of me, but I do still believe Matt Smith is still at the top of the standings here in the 305 division. I believe he's also at the top of the standings in the limited late model division as well. We're going to have the coverage of that on Thursday night. Good evening to you as well, Dana Burdick. Always appreciate you tuning in. Another event coming up for us here this coming Monday night, so 6 nights from now, we are going to be having a 305 national event. That's going to be put on by Regal Promotions Esports. They are still accepting entries, so if you're a driver in this league or one tuning in here tonight, head on over to Regal Promotions Esports website or their Discord. If you need that info, let us know. We'll get it to you. if you want to partake in that event. If you don't, we'll have all the live coverage right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. We'll be live about 8 p.m. next Monday night for that. Oh, and as I was talking about it, I have an updated point sheet right here in front of me. Thanks to Mr. Dana Burdick for that. Matt Smith is the points leader by 20 points over Jeremy Christensen. Then Lewis Knight is third at 161 points. Hayden Todd fourth, 153. Rounding out the top 5 is Tyler Bickford with 152 points. Let's take a look at the starting lineup in heat race number 1. It's going to be tonight's quick time of Cody Bodie and Lewis Knight. Row 2 is going to be Anthony Ramsey and Joseph Groom. Row number 3 is going to be Tyler Bickford and Chase DeClue. And row 4 is going to have one driver. That will be Matt Smith. Eight laps of distance here in our 2 heat races. They split the field in half. 7 drivers in each heat. Nobody has to worry about a transfer spot, as all 14 will be able to be a part of tonight's feature action. Tim, one thing's for sure, I think we have grown quite fond of the Lernerville Speedway. We have visited this place quite a bit here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Uh-oh. I think Tim may have stepped away for a moment. No problem, though. Field rolls out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Cody Bodie, Lewis Knight on the front row. Cody is going to be in control of this restart. Green flag is in the air. We are underway in heat race number 1. Cody Bodie going to use the inside. Lewis Knight slid up to the outside. He's going to follow him closely behind down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Battle is on for a third. Anthony Ramsey, Joseph Groom was side by side. Ramsey with the momentum on the top secures that position for now. Joseph Groom falls back in line. Going to try to get some momentum up to challenge Anthony Ramsey for the third place position once again and challenges them. Oh, there's heavy contact. They collect Chase DeClue. All 3 cars go for a spin down the front straightaway. That's going to bring the first caution flag out of the night. All 3 cars, I believe, will be able to continue on. Chase DeClue, though, will have to have a visit in the work area, as I think the right front is broken on his machine. So crazy action here to start off heat race number 1. A 3-car accident here on lap number 2. Again, that was Anthony Ramsey, Joseph Groom, and Chase DeClue. So I believe Mr. Henderson is back from his very short sabbatical.
Yeah, you gotta go grab water when you can, folks. Stay hydrated.
That you do. But hey, Matt Smith +4 positions already, 2 laps in. So a nice pickup already. He's in the 3rd place position. Tyler Bickford has picked up a spot from 5th, now is in 4th. Looks like Chase DeClue is still in the pit area for service, as I believe the lights are out on the pace truck. We should go back to green flag racing here. Maybe not. Front row is not side by side. I wonder if they're going to do a single file restart here. I believe they are. Green flag goes back in the air. We are back underway. Oh, Lewis Knight tried to make a big move on the inside of Cody Bodie. He had to jump on the binders there in the middle of 1 and 2. Matt Smith under fire from Tyler Bickford. As I'm showing, the white flag already in the air. I believe the caution laps counted, so Cody Bodie works his way through 3 and 4 to the line and wins heat race 1. Lewis Knight brings home a second. Tyler Bickford holds on for third. Matt Smith will be fourth. Anthony Ramsey, fifth. Joseph Groom finishes sixth. Chase DeClue will be credited with seventh in the pit area. So just like that, heat race number 1 has went by. We'll take a look at the starting lineup here in heat race number 2. Jeremy Christensen and Ashton Mueller on the front row. Blade Wisdom and Hayden Todd, row 2. Jason McManus and Tyler Radabaugh will be row 3. Row 4 will be Armando Melgoza. Tim, I think I forgot that the caution laps count.
Yeah, I must have forgotten that too, because I would have assumed that they do not count.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we've been under green flag racing so much here with STRR. I think we have forgotten the caution procedure. So with a caution period in our first heat race was something out of the ordinary. But nonetheless, field's already rolling down the back straightaway here under the couple of pace laps. Tell you what, we got a couple of cars that's identical on the inside line. There, is that Blade Wisdom and Jason McManus? Is that who I'm seeing?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm seeing double, and I believe everybody else is as well. So very interesting. Tim, how about you get us going here?
Christensen's going to lead him through 3. He's going to step on the gas, and he's away. Ashton Mettler's all the way down to the bottom. Oh, McManus all the way to the bottom was able to...
Heavy contact there. Armando Melgoza unable to check up. Made heavy contact with Ashton Mueller coming out of turn 2. Both cars going to have to visit the work area. We're going to go back and try to decipher this a little bit. Crazy restart. Jason McManus really drove it into turn 1. His left front was actually touching the grass. The car jumps up. He gets into the 33 machine of Ashton Mueller. Mueller goes sideways, spinning out of turn 2. Melgoza already throttled up, nowhere to go. Makes heavy contact with the left rear of Mueller there. So 2 cars involved in that one.
Yeah, I believe that one started on the restart. McManus was just able to time that so well.
Yeah, I mean, he got such a crazy jump down into turn 1. I don't think Ashton Mueller, would have thought that McManus would have been on his inside the way he was. So Armando was able to get his car service. He has rejoined the field. Ashton Mueller still at the attention of his crew, so he may not be able to rejoin. As the pace truck is off, Jeremy Christensen gets it back underway. Already at half distance, 4 down, 4 to go. Blade Wisdom used the outside line for a heck of a run. down the back straightaway. He closed all the way up to the tail tank of Christensen. Let's see what happens here into turn 1. Another good run that time. Hayden Todd trying to follow him through on the outside. Does Wisdom have enough momentum into 3? He does. Pulls a slide job across the nose of Christensen, and Blade Wisdom, new leader. He has got that outside line figured out here at Lernerville. Battle is on for 4th. Jason McManus takes a peek to the inside of Tyler Radabaugh, unable to complete at that time. White flag is in the air. Blade Wisdom leads him down the back straightaway and through 3 and 4 for the final time in Heat 2. He takes the checkered flag. Jeremy Christensen will be 2nd. Hayden Todd finishes 3rd. Jason McManus holds on for 4th. Tyler Radabaugh 5th. Armando Melgoza takes 6th. Ashton Mueller will be credited with 7th here in heat race number 2. 5 minutes on the clock. Drivers get to head out on the racetrack, fine-tune those setups to get ready for the 30-lap feature event here at Lernerville. As you see the line of cars heading out of the pit area onto the racetrack. I think, Tim, these drivers are going to be trying to figure out how to run that outside just the same way that Blade Wisdom was doing in heat race number 2. He showed a lot of speed up there.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of people in the warm-up run up there. So let's see if that line's going to hold out or if it's just going to slick away just enough to where you can't use it. I mean, it looks real slick in 3 and 4, but not so bad in 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. As 1 went over the banking and out of turn number 2, so looks like most everybody using the outside. Oh, a contact there between Mueller and Smith. I'll tell you what we're going to do before we get to green flag action in our feature event. We're going to step away and get a word from our partners over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. The warm-up session is just about to come to a close. We'll take a look at the leaderboard here. Cody Bodie, Ashton Mueller, Jason McManus, the top three. With lap times all almost within a tenth of a second, a 14:62, a 14:71, a 14:75. For our top three, Lewis Knight sits in fourth at a 14:79. Well, we've seen these laps click away here tonight at the Lernerville Speedway. We'll see if that top line still has a lot of momentum in it, or if one driver is able to use the bottom and work his way to a victory here tonight. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup here for our feature race. On the front row is going to be Cody Bodie and Blade of Wisdom. Row number 2 will be Lewis Knight and Jeremy Christensen. Row 3 is going to be Tyler Bickford and Hayden Todd. Row 4 will be Matt Smith and Jason McManus. Row 5 is going to be Anthony Ramsey and Tyler Radabaugh. Row 6 is going to be Joseph Groom and Armando Melgoza. Row 7 is going to be Chase DeClue and Ashton Mueller.
Well, Bentley, who are you going to keep your eye on here?
Well, that is a fantastic question here tonight, Tim. I think I'm going to keep my eye on the 51 machine of Tyler Radabaugh. We talked to him, I think it was at the conclusion of last Thursday's race, and he talks about running the bottom and how much he likes it late in the run. Something may tell me the bottom may play a factor once again late in the going here tonight at Lernerville. Tyler Radabaugh starting back there in position number 9, so does have some positions to make up. That's going to be the driver I'm keeping my eye on here tonight. How about you?
I am going to keep my eye on that 7K machine of Lewis Knight.
That is definitely a good driver to watch here. We've seen him have speed in recent weeks. Starting on the inside of the second row in third. Here we'll see how these 30 laps play out for these drivers. Cody Bodie, though, has been really strong so far here tonight. These drivers are going to have to find a way around him. Pace truck peels off this time. Cody fires away. Green flag is in the air. We are rocking and rolling for 30 laps. Lewis Knight drives hard through the inside of 1 and 2. Kind of slid up. Uh-oh, yellow flag in the air already. First caution of the night. Looks like it involved the 31 of Matt Smith. As they work down into turn 1, Matt Smith uses the middle. A 24 machine of Anthony Ramsey drifts right up into him. Matt Smith's car turns hard to the right. He goes up over the banking with some airtime. Oh my. Luckily the car lands on all fours and he kind of hops a little bit. Probably spins out back there, as there's not a good shot of where he's at on the racetrack. That does bring out our first caution period of the night here on lap number 1. Matt Smith brought his car to the attention of his crew. He's been in the pit area for about a minute already. Hopefully he's able to rejoin at the tail end 14th. as the lights are out on the pace truck. Field goes double file. Cody Bodie will have to get another great restart here. Looks like Matt Smith's going to try to rejoin. Bodie fires away at 3 car lengths, his advantage into turn 1. Lewis Knight slides right up across the nose of Blade Wisdom. Blade Wisdom has to turn back down underneath of him, may try to feed it right back to him here out of 4. Not quite able to do it. Lewis Knight's going to maintain the second position for now. Blade Wisdom will settle in third. Jeremy Christensen with the run on the outside. He has a look to the outside of Blade Wisdom. Wisdom works a lane below Christensen and fends off Christensen for now. I say that Christensen has a good run to the inside, but Wisdom with the momentum on the outside, he's able to hold on to it. Right behind them, Hayden Todd. Challenge to the inside from the 07 of Tyler Bickford. Uh-oh, Christensen up over the banking, out of turn 2. His car, he's still not got it righted yet. We remain under the green flag. Hopefully he's able to rejoin, and does, but a long ways back, and he's now scored 1 lap down. Cody Bodie up to a 2.5 advantage over Lewis Knight, who has a mirror full of the 22 machine of Blade Wisdom.
Yeah, we were talking about how well that outside line has dominated the night so far. And here comes Cody Bodie. He ran the bottom right from the get-go. He's now slowly moving his way back up through the high side. But he was able to build that gap, just rolling it all the way as close as to the grass as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you. Uh-oh, Lewis Knight with an issue. He goes up over the banking out of turn 2. He's going to get the ship righted. He's trying to rejoin, and he loses a ton of track time. That's going to put the yellow flag in the air, as I believe Chase DeClue had an issue as well. We're going to try to go back and take a look at this. Here's Chase DeClue. He's already up over the banking. Let's go back and take a long look at Chase DeClue's incident. We see him get into 1 and 2. Jumps over the cushion. The car goes for a spin. He comes to a stop, and he's trying to rejoin here. And he does rejoin pretty cleanly. Oh no, he went off of the banking again in 3 and 4, and I think he brought it to a stop right there on pit exit, and that did bring the yellow flag out.
Yeah, I believe the yellow flag was for DeClue, who had stopped.
I believe you're right. And real quick, the Lewis Knight incident, I believe it's similar to Chase DeClue. Yep, just jumps the cushion, the car goes around, and he had to gather it back up. So Lewis Knight, Chase DeClue going for a wild ride on the outside of turns 1 and 2. Nine laps complete up to this point. Cody Bodie, Blade Wisdom on the front row. Row 2 will be Ashton Mueller, Tyler Bickford. Ashton Mueller, our hard charger so far, up 10 spots. 14th to 4th. Green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. Oh my, we had 4 wide for a minute. Mueller, Wisdom, Todd, McManus, and Ramsey were 4 wide. I believe Jason McManus using the inside. He gets into the rear of Tyler Bickford. 3 or 4 cars goes for a wild ride. McManus hits the inside wall pretty hard. I think Joseph Groom was a part of that as well. That brings out the third caution flag here tonight. And we're going to take a look at this and try to decipher as best we can. McManus just gets such a big run on the inside, and the car just started pushing on exit, and he gets into Tyler Bickford. That sends Bickford sideways, and those two go down and collect the 4 machine of Hayden Todd. Joseph Groom nowhere to go, makes contact with McManus there. So 4 cars with damage here on our third caution of the night. But Jeremy Christensen and Hayden Todd in the pit area. Anthony Ramsey, Jason McManus rejoining the field. Story so far of the night, Ashton Mueller, who finds himself now in the second place position. Up 12 spots so far, Tim. How about that?
Yeah, it's got to be tough to move up that many spots.
Well, one thing's for sure, he's can challenge for the lead here. Cody Bodie in control. He fires right in the middle of 3 and 4. We are back underway. Blade Wisdom, Ashton Mueller will be side by side through 1 and 2. Wisdom slides across the nose of Mueller. Mueller with the run into turn 3. He's going to slide across the nose of Wisdom. Mueller back to P2. Lewis Knight runs in the 4th spot. Tyler Bickford rounds out the top 5. But up front, Cody Bodie trying to do what he's done early on and separate himself from the field. A couple of cars right in front of our leader. That's Jeremy Christensen and I believe Hayden Todd. So Cody Bodie going to have to deal with a couple of lap cars here. We'll see if that affects him in any way. We are to the halfway point. Though 15 down, 15 to go. As I say, that yellow flag being displayed once again.
Malgoza won a round in 3 and 4. I did not get to see if he had help or not.
Yeah, Malgoza did get some help from the 24 machine of Anthony Ramsey. Ramsey just got into the corner a lot better than Malgoza did. Wasn't able to check up in time, and he spins Malgoza around. Joseph Groom just barely able to miss that. But Malgoza was turned around backwards and was stopped at one point exiting turn 4. Looks like Malgoza doesn't have too much damage to worry about, so he should be able to rejoin the field no problem. Cody Bodie, Ashton Mueller, Blade Wisdom, Lewis Knight, and now Matt Smith rounds out our top 5. Remember, Matt Smith was up over the banking at one point in 1 and 2, and now he finds himself within striking distance for the lead here, just past the halfway point. Tim, how about you get us going here for the restart?
I would love to. Cody Bodie's going to lead him through 3 slowly as he fires away. We're going to have a battle for second going into turn 1. They're side by side as Mueller takes over that second position, running the outside. Blade Wisdom is now under attack from Lewis Knight, who's now under attack from Jason McManus. McManus makes the pass, completes the pass for fourth as Lewis Knight sets his sights right back on the position, trying to possibly get a twofer, as Lewis Knight was ahead of McManus, taking over the fourth position, not quite able to slide up in front just yet. Almost 3 wide out of 4 with the battle for fourth.
Uh-oh! I believe Blade Wisdom.
And Chase the Clue.
Oh my, they're scattering out of turn 2. More cars involved. We're gonna have to go back and take another look at this. I believe Blade Wisdom was the first driver up over the banking. Man, outside of turn 2 is very treacherous. You see Wisdom just trying to nail the cushion. Car just gets just a bit too high, and it sends it right around as it jumps the cushion. Here, and you see, and Chase the Clue, it looks like Chase the Clue and the 2 machine done the same exact thing. So both of those cars went spinning off of the high side. And then Tyler Radabaugh and Hayden Todd got tangled up together, maybe trying to avoid all of that. And those cars went for a spin exiting turn 2 as well. So turn 2, Tim, it definitely has become Calamity Corner here tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I believe Armando Melgoza and Tyler Bickford got tangled up before that. It did not bring out a yellow flag, but I did see something pop up, but both of those cars still running. Melgoza in 13th, Bickford in 11th, so we are racked and stacked back up here. Cody Bodie hits the gas. Green flag goes back in the air. Bodie uses the outside. Mueller follows him. Lewis Knight runs all the way to the inside, almost able to slide up in front of Bodie. And Jason McManus right there as well. Battle for the lead. Lewis Knight on the inside. Cody Bodie on the outside. Knight down into the grass for a moment. He tries to slide up. Loses a ton of momentum, and that allows Jason McManus to pass. McManus trying for the lead, and that was a slide job gone wrong. So Jason McManus slid right up in front of Cody Bodie and just didn't have enough room. Take another peek at this. Out of turn 2, you see McManus lose a bunch of momentum, or Knight lose a bunch of momentum. McManus, with a ton of momentum, enters turn 3 on the inside. Tries to let that car slide up and does let it slide up, but it was just too late. He was not clear of Cody Bodie, and Ashton Mueller gets caught up in that as well. You see Bodie and Mueller make heavy contact with the outside wall. Bodie went for a wild ride, and looks like Mueller trying to rejoin clips the 11 machine of Joseph Groom, so he gets damage from that as well. Potentially the 531 of Armando Melgoza. Well, quite the change up front, though. Lewis Knight is scored the race leader with under 10 laps to go. Matt Smith is second. Chase Teclue, who spun not too long ago, is now in third. Anthony Ramsey fourth. Joseph Groom in fifth. Jeremy Christensen sixth. Blade Wisdom in seventh. Tyler Bickford eighth. Armando Melgoza ninth. Hayden Todd 10th. Jason McManus 11th. Lights out on the pace truck.
Gonna have 9 to go. Lewis Knight's gonna roll him through 3 and 4 as he's away.
Yeah,
He
and
slides to a good advantage. I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
oh, you're fine. 3 car lengths the advantage for Lewis Knight. Matt Smith, though, under fire from Chase DeClue. Anthony Ramsey, look at the run off of the high side of turn 4. He's going to be looking for the same thing of 1 and 2. Got to be careful up there on the cushion as he was able to save it, but it was oh so close for him. 6 laps to go this time at the line. Lewis Knight, Tim, looks content running that inside lane.
Yeah, he found something late, and he was just able to click with that little lane there.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Smith, Anthony Ramsey, Chase DeClue, all using the outside lane. That treacherous outside turn 2. Jeremy Christensen following closely behind there in 5th. When Lewis Knight opens up a 1.5 second advantage. As the car jumps sideways on him exiting 2 and loses a little bit of that time. He had to gather it back up. 3 laps to go. Matt Smith is under fire for P2. Anthony Ramsey is closing in ever so slightly, but laps are dwindling down. 2 laps to go. Matt Smith has eaten a little bit of the advantage out of Lewis Knight's lead. Lewis Knight's going to stay committed to the bottom. A white flag in the air, though, just one more time around. Lewis Knight using the inside lane is going to take the checkered flag here at Lernerville. Matt Smith holds on for second. Anthony Ramsey rounds out our podium. Here are Chase DeClue, Jason McManus, 4th and 5th, 6th to Jeremy Christensen, 7th to Tyler Bickford, 8th. Blade Wisdom, 9th, Hayden Todd, 10th to Joseph Groom, 11th to Armando Mogosa, 12th to Tyler Radaball, 13th to Cody Bodie, and 14th to Ashton Mueller. Looks like our top 3 is going to stop on the front straightaway. We'll talk to them in just a moment once they are available. We're going to start off with our 3rd place finisher here tonight of Anthony Ramsey. If and when he is available, hopefully here soon. We'll give him just a couple moments. But what a surprise, Tim. Your driver you picked to watch here tonight brings home the checkered flag.
Yeah, thank you, Lewis Knight, for making me look smart.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see our top 2 available, so hopefully Anthony is able to join us for an interview. We're going to move up to Matt Smith since he is available. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do, buddy.
All right, man. Well, an up and down night for you. I know you spun off of the banking of turn 2 there at one point, and you're able to work your way back up through the field and come home with a 2nd place finish. Man, tell us about that wild night.
Oh, it was a wild one. I gotta say, thanks for Jason for hooking me up with the setup, first of all. But I didn't think I was gonna ever get up to the front. I couldn't get the car to go at all. I just sat there waiting patiently.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you tried to move up to the top, and it bit you along with a ton of others here tonight. How treacherous was turn 2?
Turn 2 was slick. You guys know me. I usually do not run up against the wall because I usually smoke it every time.
Yeah, it's definitely been treacherous. Well, Tim, do you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, Matt, you were able to. What was the key to stay consistent tonight?
First of all, you gotta stay out of trouble, and throttle control started getting slick. I caught myself giving it way too much throttle at certain times, and I kept creeping up into the guy behind me.
Yeah, absolutely. There, another great run for you. Should hold on. I think you will hold on to the points lead. That's got to feel good. And before we let you go here tonight, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, you guys for broadcasting, of course, STR for throwing it on, and I gotta thank Jason for hooking me up with the setup, or else I probably would have never been up towards the front.
All right, Matt. Well, again, congratulations on that second place finish. We'll let you celebrate it.
All right, guys, have a good night.
You as well. That was our second place finisher, Matt Knight. Still don't see Anthony Ramsey available to talk to. We're going to move on and talk to our race winner. Hey, Lewis, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I sure do.
All right, man. What a wild night of racing. You know, you stayed in the top 5 all night long. A couple of the leaders had an issue there out of turn 4, and you moved down to the bottom to get away from that treacherous and tricky outside. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so well, towards the middle of the race, I got loose coming out of one, got sent down the back stretch. That was my own doing. I went to the back, started my working way up, and there towards the end, I figured out the bottom right off that restart. I figured out the bottom both turns is faster, and I started rolling that bottom right below the slick on the curb. And I'm glad I found that line because if I was running middle or top when Jason threw that slide job in there, if I was running that line, I'd have been killed. Um, yeah, it was pretty crazy to watch it happen. Cody and Ashton blame me for that, but I didn't even touch anybody. It wasn't me that caused that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. After that, I walked away with it. Matt was back there, but I was half a track ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Chalking up the win here tonight at Lernerville. Tim, do you have anything to ask Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis. What was so special about you finding that line? Obviously, it allowed you to avoid that incident that we referenced. But what was so difficult about running that line?
This is this is my home track in real life, and I've seen guys run that berm before when the top fades away. So I figured I'd try it to see what would happen, and I try to keep my tires out of that slick in the grip. And I knew there was a very thin line there, but as soon as I started running, I almost felt like I needed more gear. I dropped the gear because it was slick for the feature, and I wish I would have kept the gear I had in it to get off that bottom. But I just try to stay in the grip down there. Everything else was pretty much fading away. It was all slick.
Yeah, for sure. And you dropped down low and figured it out to bring home the checkered flag here tonight. Lewis, before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, Premier Setups, um, 180 Flood Drive, and then Rocket Race Graphics, LTK Graphics, and then Unrevealed Cinematography.
All right, Lewis. Well, we're going to let you celebrate that win. We certainly appreciate you getting a word in here with us tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap up our interviews here tonight as Anthony Ramsey still unavailable to talk to. Here, Tim, closing thoughts after round 8 here tonight.
Just awesome racing. You never know what you're gonna get with what line is gonna be where and everything else. And uh, thankfully, we had quite a bit of movement with how the track played out.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen that outside lane get tricky. We've seen drivers still tested up there, and we've seen drivers figure out the inside. So, a lot of good action tonight from the Lernerville Speedway, and on to round number 9 next Tuesday night. But again, I know I talked about it. Upcoming for us, Thursday night we'll be live with the limited late model division here for STRR. That's going to be around number 7 for them at the Limaland Speedway. And next Monday night, We'll be live with the 305 Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. So join us for that event. Again, if you need any info for that, don't hesitate to reach out. We will get that info to you. Regal Promotions Esports is putting that event on, so you can check out their website and Discord for entry info for that one. But that's going to do it for us tonight from Lernerville. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.